Hello, my name is Kyle Crawford, and this is my final project for game engine and design. And for this project, I don't start with my program initially open, because I will be generating the city from scratch. Every time the program starts up, it will generate a new city, and it will fill it with buildings and robots to move around and objects. And the whole thing will be just filled to the brim with as much detail as I could put in here with procedural generation. Now, the way this whole thing works is that I generate this big road along the entire edge of the city, and then I intersect it with these side roads, and then each of the gaps are detected, and I generate a reserved spot for them that will become the buildings later, and then the buildings generate, and I have a list of buildings I'm supposed to generate, and it picks from one randomly, and then if I've gotten all the buildings, then it will just add random copies of the remaining ones. And so each of these buildings will have a randomized height between 1 and 5 floors, and I have 4 different roofing styles all around. I have my chicken pen from the previous videos with the same chicken and their same behavior patterns. And so my different buildings are, 1, the chicken pen, a lab that's supposed to be doing the research on the chickens, a guardhouse, and a warehouse. So my lab has the chicken in here, and I have my flooring and my roof and my tables on the inside. The main thing about this is some of the procedural generation is not done. I have the items to put on these tables, but I didn't get far enough in the actual writing the algorithms to fill the tables with different items. And each of these has the loading doors with a lever behind it. If I click the lever, it will actually open up the doors. So you can see the doors open and the doors close. It will activate the doors. And all of these will have a lever for the building. Sometimes the levers are by the doors, sometimes they're inside the building. The reason why the levers look a little bit out of place is because when the levers are generated, they do not detect the orientation of the door itself. It only detects the orientation of where the physical doors are, since they're different from the main building. The whole idea of this whole project was to have a progressive pipeline. So I would start with the main road, and then I would add in the side roads, and I would add in the buildings, and then I would add in the building spots, and then I would generate the walls for the buildings, then I would generate the layout for the building, so if I need to indent for a loading dock, and then once I have that, I would generate the inside, and then I would generate the walls and the roof, and each is supposed to build on top of the previous layer. And as for procedural generation, there are tons and tons of possibilities. Right now, I have a total of 30 different objects that are rendered in this, and have to be placed about, and have to be taught orientation, and how to place, and what to place on. So I'm avoiding this one for a reason, because that one has detection. Well, technically they all do. Their moving heads have a cone of vision around them. It's around 5 blocks forward and 5 blocks in each direction. It forms a triangle. And if the player gets within the triangle, it will detect it. It determines it will it detects if the player is in the triangle by taking the area of the full triangle that it's looking at, and then determining whether, if I were to place the player's point in the triangle, if it was in the triangle, technically I would be able to break the triangle into 3 smaller triangles. I would subdivide it based on the player's position. And if I were to add all the areas together, they would equal the area of the initial one. And if that remains true, then the player is within the triangle. And the triangle will match his head. So if I were to move around, I can hide behind this lamppost and he will not see me. But if I were to walk in front of them, he will start to chase me, as he does right now. He will chase me pretty much until the program is over, since there's no real end condition. And some of the other objects I have is, I have my computer to go on top of the table, and I have a trap to attract them all. And so if I actually close enough to the computer and I click E, it will actually open up another terminal thing. And so this one I have is, the little terminal will open all doors, and it will close all doors. So this affects the detection, because detection can only see through passable blocks, and technically when doors are closed, they shouldn't be passable. They cannot see through them. And so if I click in the computer again, it will close the computer. You can see that monitor there is not there anymore. And so I'm going to move out of my first person perspective, and I will move up. And as you can see, I have my different roofing styles. I have like a wavy interpretation, I have a flat one, I have a more traditional warehouse style, and I just have the flat, and I have the open air one. And as you can see, the extra one, because I have 5 additional buildings, I have another one of the wavy ones. So now, you can see each of these buildings will generate a guard group. So that one building will have a person who patrols all the way around the building, as well as some other guard groups, such as a top patrol one, could patrol into the middle of a couple intersections. Now, if I were to click Q, I'll zoom back down here, it drops a small little trap. And you see it drops it on the ground, and you can see it will attract all the other ones. So the next points will be moving towards you. You can see they're all kind of gathering in this area, they're all looking around. And so they will move to the cell that it's in, and they will look around the surrounding cells. So they'll look over here, see that one's over there, and they'll look over there. The traps only last for about 5 seconds, and after 5 seconds, all of the effects of the point generation is gone. So I'll drop another one, and you can see that one started to come over here to look at it. We'll look at the trap. Others move around. They'll move back to go look in the building. And that's it for pretty much the deliverables. There is a couple things that went not quite as right. Procedural generation is hard because of the data has to be able to understand itself. So it has to be able to get the orientation, the way that it previously generates. It's just tons and tons of code to get it to generate different ways, different heights. And it didn't necessarily cause some problems, but as you notice, there's no collision. And that's because if I were to go underneath the map, I will show you, this right here is the pathfinding map, actually. I have it down here to visually look at everything. So you can see right here, these gaps are the doors, or the front loading doors. And these are all the tables on the inside of it. And these small little dots where the light post would be on the inside. And yeah, so the whole thing has all the pathfinding. That's where they can all go. These little dots along the side are the light posts. So I'll zoom back up here. Now, if I were to close the program, just click escape, and wait for it to deallocate the memory, I will start it back up. And as you can see, all my buildings are different. They have different style. They're different heights. They have different roofing styles. You can see now there are loading docks in the front for all of them. And then over here, yeah, they actually all got in the front this time. Well, except for this one right here, which got I believe it on the back or the left side. Yeah, I got it on the left side right here. So, but then I believe they all got doors in the front. Yes, my door model is a little bit small for the current perspective of the camera. And so these buildings will change perpetually. I think there are like 1,000 permutations for how this whole thing can generate, and that's only with not the roads moving. The main issue is that the chicken pen, since it was created so early, I didn't actually update it to the new pipeline method, so it had to be generated in a very old manner, which is how the engine previously ran. And because it doesn't technically adapt to it well, it was generating a lot of really weird buildings because the roads would hit the side roads around the chicken pen, and it would create shapes that were too small or shapes that were too big, and it was causing a various amount of problems. And so that's why the road layout will not change, but the buildings will. I don't know the actual full permutation amount for when the roads were changing,
it was a lot higher. And that is my final project. Other side notes is that no, these are not all made of blocks. These are actually individual wall models. There are, I think they're like 8 blocks high or something, and like 8 blocks wide, which is that have just the walls and the corners, so each thing is a section, not technically made of blocks, not like the bottom side, which is made of cubes. Just a small clarification. And yeah, this is Scott Crawford. Thank you for watching.